We got 10,000, more than 10,000 customers signing up day one without us having to do any paid marketing. We only did it in year 5. As of today, we are close to like 4 million customers in the US. Hi, my name is Kristy Kim, founder and CEO of TomoCredit. So TomoCredit is a fintech AI startup based in San Francisco. So we started a company because as immigrants, we all had the same problems. We couldn't get a credit card, we couldn't get an auto loan, we couldn't get a mortgage. So me and my friends, we decided to start a company that helps other immigrants and international students. We got investment from Barclays, UK bank. The following year, the second year, we were growing very fast. We grew like 400% during the COVID. And then last year we grew like 200%, and this year we are aiming for another 200%. Not having a credit score, it's a real pain. So building TomoCredit feels like I'm building a painkiller for people who really need it. When immigrants, international, we come here for our own like ambitious goals, right? Whether it is to start your own company or to study, get a job, or be somebody here. In my 20s, I kept getting rejected. It was more about not knowing the system. And I think I felt difficulty more as a adult than a teenager. Because when you are like a teenager and when you are in the school, when you're at university, you are kind of protected because you are in a bubble, because your identity is a student. For me, the main actual struggle, I felt like, oh, it sucks when I was applying for jobs for the real world. Why am I getting rejected? Because I got rejected for apartment application, and also I got an offer from Goldman in San Francisco, and Goldman rescinded the offer, and they were saying that they decided not to offer visa for the incoming class at that time. So for me, it's like, well, that's totally not fair. I studied hard and worked hard, and I am about to enter this like workforce, and then getting rejected for not having a visa or not being a US citizen and not having a credit score. So that's where I just felt like, oh shit, like I thought that I fit in, and then, oh, maybe I don't fit in. So that was the time that I just felt like rejected, and that feeling became some sort of a driver to start Tomo, because founding team members are all foreigners. We all had that experience that, oh wait, am I not accepted here? Or why am I getting rejected? And trying to figure out why and how to change that. First execution was talking to people, because I had no background in credit card or banking. I did investment banking, which is totally different from consumer banking. So I started meeting people who are working at personal loan or business loan department at Wells Fargo. And then I talked to people at American Express. I talked to people at Barclays, and finally Barclays invested in Tomo. And after that, it got easier to meet more and more bank people, because now I have some track record. But in the very beginning, it was really just like having coffee meetings with people who were in the industry. Credit score, often known as FICO, it has 5 main factors that determine the score. So think of it this way. Let's say your score is 750, and there is a formula that spits out the score. It can be like AX plus BY plus XXXX equals the score. And there are 5 main factors you can think of as A, B, C, D, E. And one major factor is age of your credit. So if you were born and raised in the US and opened your first credit card when you were like 19, then by the time you're 29, you have 10 years of history. But immigrants like me, my parents didn't help me open a credit card, so I didn't open a credit card for a really long time. And when I'm 29, trying to apply for anything, my age of credit is 0. That's why as an immigrant it's so hard. You are just behind, simply because you didn't know that you had to open your credit when you were young. So in that formula that determines your credit score, you are starting at a huge disadvantage, because one factor that determines the biggest weight determining your score in the formula, you have 0. You have no age. So at Tomo, that's something we are trying to solve, that a lot of people in that situation, we tell them that, hey, it's okay. No credit score, no problem. Come to us and we will guide you to the right direction. So ignorance was a blessing. I didn't know how difficult it would be to start a credit card company. I just had no idea. All I cared about is, hey, can we approve people without credit score? Can we make it really no credit score, no problem? The mission I cared about was very clear, but when it comes to exactly how, I didn't know the answer. So initially, when I was meeting with people in the banking industry, I asked them, hey, can you do this? Can you approve people without credit score? I'm the living example that without credit score, but good quality customer. Can you go talk to your team and then try to approve people like me who don't have credit score, international students and immigrants, and it will be good for your business. It's not a charity, it's not a like mission-driven activities. It's good for your business because you can acquire more customers who are high quality. And then during that process, I realized and learned one very clear answer is that banks will never be the first mover. They will never do it unless somebody has tried it and then proved that it's working. So somebody had to try. That's why I was like, okay, then I have to do lending by myself. So after talking to people in the industry about my idea of building TomoCredit, the very next thing I did was building a website. And I hired 2 engineers at that time. We just got to work right into it. And I think we are very lucky because the very first idea that we chose together back in 2019, and still our idea is basically the same. And I think it's very lucky as a startup that your initial idea and your initial product market fit that you hope for is there, and then you are able to double down on it and triple down on it. I think that's a big blessing that we have had. So the relationship between Tomo and banks and Tomo's customers are like this. So our customers, they all have their own bank accounts. So we do not target illegal immigrants or people without credit score. We target legal immigrants and legal international students and even Americans who were born and raised here but happen to have no credit score yet. So we target these people, and majority of them already have US bank account or foreign bank account. And Tomo, what we do is that we tell these customers that no credit score, no problem, show me your bank account. Then our customers, potential customers, can connect their bank account, and they can connect as many as bank account they want. So let's say you have 3 bank accounts, one at BOA, one at Wells Fargo, and one at Citi. You can add all of it. And let's say you have stock brokerage account like Robinhood or Charles Schwab, or even your 401k account, your savings account. You can add all of it, and it's free. You can just add it. And on Tomo, what we do is that our backend, our algorithm would categorize your data and analyze data and check your income and your spending power and your disposable income and etc. and then decide a score. And we call it Tomo score. It's using Tomo's own proprietary formula that is using your own bank account information. And if you have high Tomo score, we are able to approve you regardless of your credit score or FICO score. We risked our own money in the very beginning to try it out because banks were not willing to do it. And no one was willing to do it. And I just wanted to be honest, I just wanted to be a tech company with API only. I wanted to provide API to banks so banks can do the lending. But banks didn't want to do it. So I had to not only build the like a software, like API software and underwriting, and also had to do lending. So I had to do all of it. But I'm glad that we did, because now in 2024, I look around, nobody has done it except Tomo. And then now everybody is interested in doing it. So they are coming to Tomo and ask us about what was our performance, and maybe we can potentially partner together so Tomo can license our underwriting and Tomo score. And here's a really important part. We do not share any private or privacy-related data of our customers to lenders at all. So our partners would never know that this data came from you. But our partners would know that, oh, income data, or your number of transactions, or your income and transaction ratio would have this much impact on your probability to pay lenders back. So our data was used to train the model so we can confidently build a score, Tomo score, that can be used instead of FICO. I have a very strong opinion about it, because my question to people who criticize is, okay, so what are you exactly doing to help? So many people, they criticize other companies saying that, well, it's not perfect. But I want to ask them back, okay, so exactly what are you doing? Like, are you helping anybody? So no company is perfect. And for even Tomo, we are still a startup. So there are so many new features we want to roll out and many improvements we want to make. But bottom line, like, we are trying every day our best, and our team members are 90% immigrants and international. So for us, we do care about our customers a lot, and we do have growing pains because we grew so fast in the past couple of years. So now we are trying to hire more people, so we have more manpower to support more customers and etc. And another thing, important part, is that we see our role as helping people build better tomorrow. That's why the name of our company is Tomo, T-O-M-O. We wanted to find people who are rejected today, and we wanted to help them get approved and build better tomorrow. So on that sense, yes, we cannot help everybody, but we try our best to help as many as possible. And I think bringing more people into credit ecosystem has more net positive than net negative, because we bring people in, and if they do not pay lenders back, then that data about the fact that they didn't pay back will go to the bureaus. Then now everyone will know. So knowing is better than not knowing. Many people entering credit system, is it risky? It can be, but after they enter, we are going to monitor what's going to happen, and then we are going to train our model, and then now everyone, all the other lenders will be able to know what happens once we approve people without credit score. The difficult part of fintech is that you have to always find balance between being innovative and being the first mover, and also don't be too crazy and relying on risk management that's already proven. So for us is, okay, we want to be the first mover by welcoming no credit score customers like immigrants and international students. But when it comes to building our own score, Tomo score, our own score has to be good enough to make sure that we are not losing money, to make sure that we don't accidentally approve bad quality customers or bad actors, because there can be frauds. So I made sure that we bring in experts from the industry. So we brought in people from American Express, Citibank, Wells Fargo, people who have done this for 20 years. So our risk team was actually the team that's paid the most, very senior. Our underwriting works now because market is good, but you never know what's going to happen 4 years, 5 years, or next cycle in the market. We had to make sure that we bring in people who have seen the market cycles. What I learned from the data is that basically we were right. Our high-level assumptions were correct. It is not about having high cash balance. So when I tell people that Tomo score is from bank data, transaction data, people think that, oh, that just means that a lot of money now, that's good enough. I'm like, no. Because what we are looking for is a couple of things, like number one, like affordability. So are you able to afford this loan? Yes, that maybe it has some correlation with the balance, but it also has to be sustainable. So sustainability, making sure that it's not one time you have a lot of money. We want to make sure that in the past 1 year plus past 2 years, you have stable income or stable spending pattern to give us a comfort that you have sustainability in your cash flow. And then the third part is your willingness to pay. This is the most difficult part because someone with stable income and sustainable cash flow and who are able to afford a loan might not want to pay you back. Willingness is a tricky part, right? So that's why some people with great cash flow sometimes default because they are unwilling to pay. So that's why training the data is very meaningful and also takes time. And Tomo is in a great position because we have been doing this to 4 to 5 years that we are sitting on the result. So we can say, okay, 4 years in, this is a result. 3 years in, this is a result. So we have gathered like trended data, and that becomes more powerful as our portfolio matures. The advice I want to give to younger version of myself and other soon-to-be entrepreneurs is that turn your weakness into your superpower. So in my earlier career, I thought a lot about what I was lacking. For example, I'm not a CS major, or I'm not this, I'm not that. And now, looking back, I do feel like I had my own superpowers, and I wish I focused on that more earlier, because now I think I'm really at ease and know what I'm good at, and then being able to really like shine that and triple down on it instead of focusing on things that I'm not good at. And actually that made me a really efficient entrepreneur because I don't beat myself over the things I'm not good at. It's more like, okay, if I'm not good at this, how do I find someone, hire someone who's really good at it? So everyone can focus on their own superpower. Then our entire company's performance goes up instead of me trying to like struggle and like try to do things that I'm not good at and not being able to really spend time on things I'm good at. I really want to see Tomo become a big company, a big brand that can be empowering for immigrants. Because in the US, right, we have so many immigrants coming in to study or work, and I think it's great to have a brand that represents them, make them feel empowered, and make them feel like this brand has their back. So whether it's getting an apartment or getting an auto loan or everything that immigrants, for you to succeed, I want Tomo to be the go-to brand. So in that way, there are so many more we can do down the road, because my thinking is when immigrants, international, we come here for our own like ambitious goals. Nobody comes here to get a credit card or to get an auto loan. I think that's just tools to make your life convenient, and I don't want the future generations of international students to get stuck and struggle because of these tools. Because I suffered with it, and with Tomo, I hope no international students in the future have to get rejected anymore. So that's my hope for the future.